Kakadosh Boker Or, Masechet Bava Metzia Daf Nun Zayin Amud Aleph, 57A1. 3 lines down where it says Amar Rava. Amar Rava, Amar Rav Hasa. Says Rava in the name of Rav Hasa. Right, we were speaking a lot about Hasa last night, right? About lettuce, romaine lettuce. So we have it here now. So Amar Rava in the name of Rav Hasa. By Rabbi Yami, Rabbi Yami asked the following question: Ona'ah, en lahem bitul mekach yesh lahem, or en lahem? Which means, okay, fine. You just told me now that these things, they don't have ona'ah. The question is there bitul mekach or not? What does that mean? Right? If it's going to be more than a shishit, right? So then it's bichlal ona'ah, right? But the question is, do you say that it's mevatel the mekach, or do you say no, that's not a mekach talut? It continues going. That means you could charge whatever that you want. Meaning that until an ona'ah, you remember, if it was less than ona'ah, you could come and sometimes you can get your money back or not get the money back. Until if it's exactly the shishit, you get your money back. But if it's more than shit, it's usually batel mekach. If it's going to be batel mekach, do you say the same thing here? I could charge whatever I want. And there's no batel mekach, or there is a batel mekach? That's the question. So, for example, karka. There's no ona'ah, but I could charge whatever I want. I could charge you triple, and there's no problem. So Rabbi Yonah says, Ekdeshot, we're talking about an Ekdesh, and Rabbi Yirmiyah comes and he says a kakaot. We're talking about karka. And both of them said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, Ona'ah en lahem bitul mekach yesh lahem. We don't have ona'ah, but we do have bitul mekach. So Manda Amar Ekdeshot, Manda Amar that says Ekdesh, Kol sheken karkaot, or the more so on karkaot. But the Manda Amar karkaot, but the Manda Amar that's doing it on the karka, aval Ekdeshot, lo. Not an Ekdesh. Because Shmuel, like Shmuel, the Amar Shmuel says, Ekdesh shaveh maneh, shechilol shaveh pruta, mechulal. It is going to be mechulal, and it's not going to be, it's going to be batla kedushato, and it becomes chulin. So according to the Manda Amar that Hekdeshot, so kol shken on karka. So if you're going to tell me now the Manda Amar the karka, yes, but not on Hekdeshot, so for obviously there's going to be a difference. So Tanan Hatam, we learned over there in Mishnah, we're talking about if somebody's going to come and say that this animal is mechulal, right? Mechulelet on this animal, he didn't say anything. So it says, V'imaya kodesh balmum. If right now it's going to be a balmum, which means you can't bring it as a korban, yatsa lechulin, and it's going to go out for chulin. Okay? So what does that mean? V'tzarich la'asot lo damim, which means if the behemat chulin is not shaveh like the behemat of hekdesh, you have to pay the Ekdesh, the difference in between them. So you're paying the difference. So Rabbi Yochanan says, Yatzal lechulin dvar Torah, right? You're right. Mi dirabbanan, it's already okay. Sorry, miduraita, it's already okay. Midoraita, right? It's already done. But here we're talking about a dirabbanan. And therefore, since we're talking about dirabbanan, it's a different halacha. Shakish says, Af tzarich la'asolo damin is also minat Torah. That means according to Shakish, even minat Torah you have to pay the difference, not only midrabanan. Okay, Maya skinan. What are we dealing with? If you're going to tell me it's exactly the ona'ah, but now we already learned the Furash and Mishnah. Elu dvarim shelem ona'ah. Karkaot, avadim, shtarot, ve'ekdesh. And it says there's no ona'ah. So what's going on? Ella, but rather we're talking about bitul mekach. So so on this you're going to tell me that according to Rabbi Yochanan you only have to pay the difference only with Rabbanan, with Divrehem. The Amar Rabbi Yonah says Rabbi Yonah Ekdeshot, and Rabbi Yirmiyah says the karkaot. The Tarvav Mishad Rabbi Yochanan Ona'ah en lahem bitul mekach yesh lahem. So it comes out that there's no ona'ah, but there is bitul mekach, meaning I can just charge whatever I want. You're right. There's no ona'ah. I can charge you more than the 16%, but I cannot come and start charging you double and triple and whatever, and there's no bitul mekach. Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's what we're going to see now. Yeah, that's what we're going to see now. So says the Gemara, Leolam bebitul mekach. Really, we're talking about bitul mekach. The Eipuch to Rabbi Yochanan and Shakish Rabbi Yochanan. You have to switch around the Shakish Rabbi Yochanan. What does that mean? The Maika bipalge, the Shmuel. They're arguing in Shmuel. The Amar Shmuel, but Shmuel says, Hekdesh shaveh maneh, shechilol shaveh pruta. When you have a Hekdesh which is worth 100, and you did the pidyon on something which is shaveh pruta, mechulal. It's going to be good. So Resh Akish holds of Shmuel, and he says there's no bitul mekach by Hekdesh because there's no mistake by Hakadosh Baruch Hu. So therefore, according to him, that's it. Right? He doesn't have to pay back the money. More let the Shmuel, and the other one does not hold of Shemuel. Ibait Ema, or if you want, you could answer. The Chule Alma Ilel B'Shmuel. Everybody holds. Whether Rabbi Yochanan or Shakish, they both hold of a Shmuel, which means if you took something which was worth 100 and you were mechulal on a pruta, it's going to be okay. So what is the machloket in between them? Rabbi Yochanan more savar shechilalo in lechatchila lo. Only if you already did it, but not lechatchila. Meaning, if you came and you're mechalel it's going to be okay with yavad, but not lechatchila, obviously. And Shakish holds that even lechatchila you're allowed to do such thing. That's the machloket between them. But everybody holds like Shmuel. Okay. Another answer. Ibay tema leolam really be'emet it's kedeonah. Velo tepuch, and you're not going to switch Rabbi Yochanan and Shakish. They're arguing Rav Chasta. The Amar that he says, what does it mean? Enam ona'ah? Enam betorat ona'ah. Which means that we don't have the regular deans of ona'ah, but they have a different deen. Right? What? The afilu pachot mikde ona'ah chozer. According to this shita, even if it's going to be less than ona'ah, it's going to be chozer. So it's actually even more chumrah, not more kula. We thought that when we say that there's no ona'ah, it's a kula, it's a leniency, meaning I could overcharge you and nothing happens. Exact opposite. If I'm going to charge you extra, usually it never is choser unless I actually charge you more than. Here it's going to be choser, which means you could retract on the sale, even if it's going to be less than the shtut, less than the 6, less than 17%. You could retract. So it's actually a chumrah. It's not a kula. It's not a leniency. It's a stringency. Okay? Which one? That you could cancel. Yes. Matevei. So we're going to ask now, Nunzanim Ubet, 57b. We're going to ask now the following question. Rebit ve'ona'ah le'edyot. Ve'en rebit ve'ona'ah le'ekdesh. There's an isur of rebit and ona'ah for a regular person. But there's no isur of rebit and ona'ah for ekdesh. So it says here that there's no ona'ah for ekdesh. Not like Rav Chasta. Rav Chasta wanted to say that this is a stringency. It's incorrect. Why is it incorrect? Because here you see that it's not true. That there's no ona'ah for ekdesh. So says the Gemara, is that any better than our Mishnah? That we said also it's Torah Tonah. We talked about also. Rabbi v'din onah le'edyot ve'en Rabbi v'din onah le'ekdesh. We're talking about Torah Tonah. If so, how did the say that's a sefer where it says the chomer ba'edyot mi be'ekdesh. There's a chumrah by the edyot more than ekdesh, right? So he says no, the chumrah is only on rebit. It's not on the ekdesh. Because there were two things about that, rebit and ekdesh. So no, the chumrah is only on rebit. It's not on ekdesh. Hekdesh is more chumrah than the regular, than the idiot. Meaning that even if it's less than a shtut, it's choser, which you don't say by idiot. But you do say by ekdesh. So says the Gemara, litni nami then ze chomer be'ekdesh mi b'idiotona. So what do we learn then? Yeah? So he says, hachi ashta, can you compare both cases? Bishma ze chomer be'ediot mi ekdesh v'tulo, and there's nothing else, but ekdesh ze chomer v'tulo, there's no other chumrot. Obviously there's going to be more chumrot. So says the Gemara, rebit ekdesh, sheichidam, what's the case of rebit of Hekdesh? What is the case of rebit on Hekdesh? What does that mean? Exactly. How do you have that? So he says, if you're going to be the also Gizbar, that the Gizbar came and he borrowed money, 100 for 120, Valom al Gizbar. He did Milah in the Gizbar. So if you're going to tell me now that the Gizbar borrowed 100 for 120, Valom al Gizbar, so then the Gizbar made a Milah because he didn't do it properly. Right? The money goes out to chulin. They have the idiot and it belongs to idiot. That means basically the gizbar came and he lent it out. So therefore, if the gizbar lent out the money 100 for 120, so for that's ribit, and therefore obviously there's milah and the gizbar. So the gizbar, meaning if the guy comes and he was the parnas and he made the mess, so it's his mess and it came out for chulin. Yeah. So he says, Amar Rav Oziel says, what are we dealing with? He says, he says, what happened was that he went and he told the idiot that you have to give it the entire year menachot of 4 with the price of 4, and then it became the price of 3, which means that it went up in price, and now it's only going to be sold for 3 sim in a seller instead of 4. So therefore, we learned in a braita. You have to give the 4. And even though it went up in price, I'm sorry, you lost. You have to give it to the Beit HaMikdash still at the cheaper price. You're still going to be, right, also, Sheyada Ekdesh Al Yonah. Always the synagogue always gains. Remember that. Right? The Bet HaMikdash always gains. Some people don't really know that. They think that the synagogue always loses. Right? But the exact opposite. Synagogue and the Bet HaMikdash, they always gain. Right? They never lose. Some people, I remember, they come, you know what? I'm going to give you this. I want a discount. What a discount? Huh? Makish. Okay. Yeah? They always win.
I think there's some people who manage to...
Rav Papa Amar. Rav Papa comes and he says, Hacha, here, what are we dealing with? Bavne binyan amnesurot lagizbar askinam. We're talking about Bavne binyan, stones which are given to the gizbar. Like Shmuel says, bonim bechol. Right? You're going to build, when they build the Bet HaMikdash, they build it with things which were not consecrated yet. And afterwards you consecrate them. Then afterwards you make dishotah. Okay, 2 dots. En baim tashum kefel. Avadim, karkaot, shtare, shtare chof. There's no kefel. How do we know that? We know that pesha, kelal. General rule. Al shora hamor sel sama perat. Al kol aveda shel yomar hazar vechalal. כלל ופרט תוכל לתדרן פירת, מה הפירת המפורש? דבר מטוטל וגופו ממון, has to be something which is מטלטלים, וגופו ממון, so it has to be דבר מטוטל וגופו ממון, יצאו, קמסו, קרקעות, שאינם מטלטלים, יצאו עבדים, that there's a cash to קרקעות, יצאו שטרות, and even though it is מטלטלים, אין גופה ממון, ויצאו הקדשות, אמר קרא, לרעהו, ישלם 2 לרעהו, to his friend, ולא להקדש. Very easy. So now the 2 dots. You're not going to pay them 4 or 5 times. My time, what's the reasoning? You only pay 4 and 5. You will never pay 3 or 4. Meaning, if there's kefel, so therefore, because of the kefel, you're going to have arba v'chamisha. But if you cannot pay kefel, you'll never have arba v'chamisha. You'll have shoshav arba. So since you can't pay kefel, you don't pay arba v'chamisha. Arba v'hamsha. Yeah? Ataiti or no? Very good. Okay? Made clear or not? Meaning part of that arba v'chamisha is already the kefel. Because you have the keren, then you have the kefel, and then you have, in total, it's going to become arba or chamisha. But if you cannot pay kefel, so then it's never going to be arba v'chamisha. It will be shlosha arba. So it doesn't exist. It's only 4 or 5. So because of that, so that's why you don't pay it. Next. Yeah. Next. Shomer chinam. Eno nishba. A shomer chinam, somebody that's an unpaid custodian, watchman, he will not swear for it. How do we know these words? Right? When a person is going to give it to his friend, right? That's a general rule. Kesef ochelim. Money or utensils to watch is a perat. Then afterwards it says it's going to become a kelal again. Kelal ufrat uchlal e'atadan ela kena perat. Ma perat mefurash just like the perat has to be, which is metaltalim and gufo mamon in the body's money. Afkol, so to everything. Davar metodav gufo mamon. יצאו קרקעות, אז כאן יתעסקו קרקע, של מטלטלים. יצאו עבדים, זה cash של קרקעות. יצאו שטרות, that even though it is מטלטלים, אין גוף הממון, it is not money in itself. הקדשות, אמר קרא רעהו. יש right? כי תן איש של רעהו. רעהו ולא של הקדש. קפיש? These given out are easy. Okay, next.
Next.
Yeah? נושא שכר. We're talking about now a paid custodian. Right? Eno Meshalem, he does not pay. Meaning that even if he did not come, right, and it was stolen from him, whatever it is, he doesn't have to pay. We know these words. General rule. When it's going to be a hamor, right, a donkey, ox, or a sheep, prat, it's a perat, it's a specifics. Or any animal to watch over, chazar v'chalal. Ma prat המפורש גוף ממון has to be metaltalin and גופו ממון, so too has to be metaltalin גוף ממון. It's coming to zkut karkaot, which is not metaltalin. Coming to zkut avadim, which is hukash shekesh to karka. It's coming to zkut shtarot, that even though it is metaltalin and guf mamon, it's not money in itself. And it's coming to zkut hekdesh, because the pasuk says, ki ten ish re'ehu, its friend, ve'lo shel hekdesh. Yeah. Okay. Last one. Shomer chinam and nishba. Shomer chinam is not going to swear. Well, meaning we have a contradiction. When we have the people of the city that they sent to shekalim, v'nignevu, all shavdu. Imagine they are living in Miami. They sent the shekalim to Eretz Yisrael for the half shekel, Maksida shekel, right? These are shekalim. And it was stolen or lost on the way. If they already separated the Trumat Alishka, which means that they already separated it before they knew that it was lost or stolen. So therefore now they're pturim from coming and giving back the money again. And therefore it's not going to be known. So nishbain la gizbarin, then they're going to be, the shluchim are going to swear to the gizbarin that they were not pshia. And if not, nishbain they have to swear to the people of the city, right? Because then the people of the city have to actually come and have to give it back again. So that it all depends what happens. And then the people of the city have to come and give other ones instead of them. If they were found or they give the ganav, give it back, everything belongs to the shekel. It's not going to be used for the next year.